What's going on, you guys? So start the build this week. Got some flooring done, a little bit of the insulation done. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So I started off by sweeping and degreasing the entire floor, and then I added in this Reflectix duct insulation. And I taped all of it down, the whole sides of it, the whole thing with I believe a 3M aluminum foil tape. So I did that whole thing and then filled in the gaps. Very simple, pretty easy to do. Made sure to get some overlap with all of it, but other than that, it was very simple. Alright, insulation down. That took about an hour, so here we go. Let's try and get the subfloor done. And then came the hard part. So I used this OSB tongue and groove board, and the first two sheets went in really easy. All I had to do was cut them down widthwise, and after that, there's me talking to some people, but after that, it took me a long time to get it to fit together, and it was quite a hassle. Alright, those two pieces behind me on the floor took 1 hour. This tongue and groove is hard to get in. It's kind of just barely in there. Hopefully it holds up enough that I can seal it. One more piece. Okay, so 2 panels in, technically 3. But guess what? These are all tongue and groove. They're supposed to fit together. I did this thing where I put the same sides together. I'm an idiot. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is seal them together, because cutting that took forever. And I'm not gonna do it again. I still have to cut out a space so that the doors can close, but man, is that a while. Alright, and the rest of the floor is now going kind of crazy on it. So I got foam, expanding foam spray, just kind of hit all the edges. So I didn't cut anything to a perfect size because I'm not that smart. But this will kind of fill in the cracks and what I didn't get. And I know one thing for sure, that whatever I overdo with foam spray, I can sand down and cut back. So as long as those cracks are filled, like this guy here, we'll be good to go. And 2 days later, I went in with a knife, the literal knife, and just cut down all the extra foam. The idea with the foam was to do way more than I needed, just to make sure I got the gaps filled in as much as I could, and then cut it all down. That took about a good hour of just on my hands and knees cutting. Then I figured, since I'm here, I might as well start taking some measurements and get used to writing on the floor and walls that are eventually going to be covered up with stuff very permanently. So it looks like this area up here is about 3 feet, just decent height for a bed. It'll probably come up a little bit higher. I'll need to figure out like a stepping system there, especially so I don't hit my head. But then, so about 3 feet up, I can go either 4.5 or 4 3/4 feet wide, so 54 to 57 inches. And then I've got 79, so just over 6.5 feet. So I got some wiggle room there. I think that's about a full-size mattress, which is what I have in the bus that I cut down widthwise. It's the length of a full-size mattress, but it's the width, shorter on the width. That's not too bad. then I figured, I might as well just get used to writing on it. So I'm kind of marking out this is where I want a window. Doesn't need to be huge, just kind of a porthole window, so I can get some airflow going through and a little bit more light. And then this will be where my fan goes, hopefully. I might have to move it over to like here-ish, but it'll probably sit in this general area. So that way I can have this open and this kind of pumping out the hot air, because it gets hot here in Vegas. And then we made another exciting trip to Lowe's to get foam boards and adhesives. So foam was cut out about 2 days ago. It's Thursday today. Now I've got some foam boards. Yeah, that's eventually going to be up in here. Alright, so the foam boards are gonna, which are right there, are eventually going to be going up into these like crevices. I don't know if you can see it all that well. No. So the idea with the foam boards was that I originally stole it from Ben from Dog Cat Van Man, who, if you don't watch, you should definitely check out. He's got a great channel. But I was going to cut down the boards into pieces that roughly fit into the panels of the walls. So I would take those foam, I would liquid nail the back of it, stick it on there, and kind of shim together, so it held up with some spare pieces of wood that I had lying around, and hold it up against the wall of the van. Once that all dried, I wanted to get foam spray kind of put in there, but I ended up doing that a little bit earlier because I just wanted to help ensure that the foam board would stay on the wall, as opposed to, like, if anything happened in transit, I wanted to give it less opportunity to fall out because the wood shims kind of like fell out. And depending upon how good you are at math, you will probably notice I am only good at doing things every other day at this point. I don't know why. I just let myself get busy enough that I can't tackle everything every day. So, today gaps. This is me cutting boards and fitting them, and then making shims, and cleaning and applying and gluing and all that good stuff. Alright, so even after pulling out the lamp from inside the bus, I've run out of light. It's easy to use, but I got pretty far. I mean, I got those 6 panels in, some wood to help it in place, and then I even started to put in the foam, expanded foam. And I got these 5 in. I didn't want to start another thing of liquid nail, so I figured it would just go bad by the time I got to it. Again, hopefully tomorrow, but I don't know. So that's where I'm going to stop. Plus, I'm out of the wood to help keep these in place. So I'm going to let these dry, or try and cure for about a day. Hopefully they don't fall out while I'm driving. But I think the foam should help with that. So I'll give those a day or so, then I'll try and get the rest of these in. The tricky ones are going to be here where this divot is. That's going to be tough. So that was my week, or at least the week of doing what I could with my time while building the bus. Next week I try to get the rest of the insulation in, and then hopefully either start the solar or start the bed. One of the two. As always, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.